So, welcome everybody. Doing some Fortnite. Going to be discussing also 007 stuff. And I don't know, we're excited to be here. I've got Joseph with me.
Hey!
And yeah, let's ready up. Let's dive right in.
Boom. So, No Time to Die comes
Mm-hmm.
out today. The 25th James Bond movie.
Wow.
Now, that's quite a franchise.
That
Really.
is quite the franchise. 25 films. Granted, there are some remake elements to the franchise, rebooting elements to
Yep.
the franchise. But, oh yeah,
Yeah.
25 movies is not something that to be ignored. That's a pretty big thing. Also, should be noted that they are ultimately adaptations of a book series.
Yes. Right?
That is,
Um, I really need to read Casino Royale sometime.
yeah. I have. It's been honestly now several years since I've read Casino Royale, but I remember enjoying it. I think it was a little harder for me to follow. It had an older writing style, and it
Yeah, it's from
also,
the 50s.
yeah.
So, uh-huh.
Um, and it builds out a lot of the spy intrigue stuff as well, which I just found a little trickier for me to follow. I had to really focus on it. But overall, like took a little bit more work, maybe than some other things that I have read, but it was very worthwhile. I enjoyed that experience of Casino Royale. That's the only one that I have read. Was that first one, but it was pretty cool. For me, there is the foundation of the movies, of course.
Yeah.
Starting out with Doctor No, and that's naturally a pretty big.
Sean Connery.
Yeah, Sean Connery
Yes.
dominates the James Bond role.
Oh, yeah.
Um, Very iconic for that. Um, that movie is a little bit more. Let's call it a thoughtful
Is
pace.
a shield.
Oh, actually, I got.
Dr. No is?
I would say it's a little bit of a slower pace. It's
Okay, compared to modern
yeah.
action,
I
yeah.
the first time that I watched Doctor No, granted I was like road tripping and I had other things going on in my life, right? So I fell asleep the very first time I watched Doctor No. I have since repented of such actions, but uh, yeah, it was a little harder for me to keep up with the energy of it the first time I watched it. I'll confess.
That's fair, that's fair.
But it's a great movie, and it's I don't know. It's interesting to see how a spy movie was done then versus how these type of spy movies are done now. Like there
Uh-huh.
is a difference, and I find that contrast interesting as well.
Oh yeah, there's the the modern feel. You can't go more than, a few minutes without something major happening.
Yeah,
Whereas in the 60s, um, you know, you could take a little bit of time with scenery or artistic type stuff.
yeah. Don't worry about my
Um,
marker. I'm outside of the circle. I was just marking like the NPC I needed to talk to and seeing where that was.
okay. You want to help me do a really fast quest?
Yeah.
Come build something real quick.
Oh, this is a great one. Perfect. That actually leveled me up. I'm level 60 because you danced next to that building that I did. So, thanks. So when I think of looking back to 007 and all of that franchise, one of the things I think of is the N64 and PlayStation 2 versions of the James Bond games.
Yes.
Some of the first
the
shooter games I ever played, and also pretty fundamental to the development of the shooter genre. I know our brother John, he can talk to you about how this is the first time on one of the games that you could look up and down in a shooter game. Most of those you'd be able to look side to side and then move forward and backwards. That's what the joystick or D-pad would be capable of doing. And
well, yeah, the 64 was the first one with a joystick.
Yeah, so
not just the pad. Yeah.
Yeah, for the Nintendo property line, at least, yes.
Right.
And you'd have to accommodate for the different systems' capabilities, and there's this just an interesting process of development, right? With all of that. So
yeah, I remember playing GoldenEye many hours with college roommates.
Right? Yeah, for sure. GoldenEye was, and is I was a lot of good memories with that. A lot of history. That was one when I started recollecting old games. I was like, you know what? I need to get GoldenEye. So that was actually one of the first N64 games I reacquired as an adult after I had bought again an N64 and was going back to my gaming roots, you know.
Yep. Well, if you have an N64 and you don't have GoldenEye, I mean,
right?
Is that you shooting?
Nope.
Alrighty, then we've got company coming in.
Can you mark it? Use general directions. Hey Derek, thank you so much.
Hello. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah. So, with the new movie coming out, they've been doing some interesting things, and we'll see how it plays out. This is me talking in ignorance of it, but they're going to have, I guess, James Bond as a retired agent in this one, and thus a new individual has been hired to fulfill the 007 position.
Right.
And I know there's a lot of buzz with people talking about how they've got a female in with the 00 role, with 007 role, and I'm like, I don't understand why this is a big deal, because this is a job, not an individual. I understand when some people are concerned about gender-bending characters. I think sometimes they make a bigger deal out of it than they need to because, well, they're characters. But that being said, I don't see any issues with a individual other than James Bond having the 007 job.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it either.
It's definitely a different dynamic, and does pull a bit away from the. Oh shoot!
Ah,
Are they gone?
yeah, I got him.
Nice.
Which is kind of too bad, because I need to finish someone off by smacking them really hard. So,
Oh yeah, I think actually I have that job too.
sweet. So if either of us gets it, it'll probably take care of both of us. Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. There's some money. You can have that money.
Thanks.
I need. Why am I moving so slow? I was like inching along. Someone maybe in our general vicinity. Yeah.
Ooh, a chest. Cool.
Cosmic chest. I'm gonna heal up just a little bit more before I run away.
Please do.
But there's also those cubes. We can get to wherever we want to go pretty quickly. But we probably want to get into the next storm circle.
True that.
So Daniel Craig said something that was kind of interesting. Again, about like the gender bending of characters. He said that he doesn't think that James Bond should be a woman, but that they should build out a new character that is a woman and have her be able to stand on her own and not just stand on the what was like built already before. And I've got mixed feelings on this idea, really on either way. Because one of the things is that a franchise has strength off of the name notoriety that has been there before.
Yeah.
And
right.
So it's hard to build something out of nothing, and so it's far easier to build out a franchise based off of what already exists. That's why so many companies are going out and doing franchises and building out big series and things like that. So like I think that's really worthwhile to acknowledge that people who are looking to try to have more diversity in leading characters can see why they would say, you know, if we can build, you know, a James Bond that's a female James Bond, we can have a bit better diversity expression here with having something recognizable, and that's a significant part. And why'd their buddy have to show up? And one of the things is like one of the newer franchises, or I guess that's going to be played out, that I actually really enjoy is the horror comic series of Sandman. And in that, they're going to make John Constantine Joanna Constantine. And so they are gonna play with that, and I'm kind of interested to see how that actually goes out. It's gonna be played by Jenna, begins with a C. She's the one who played in Doctor Who Clara. I think she's a fantastic actor, wonderful performer. And I'm interested to see how that goes over, because John Constantine isn't a huge name.
No, it's had a little bit done with it.
Yeah. It's not like no one knows who John Constantine is.
But it's not a Batman or a Superman. Right.
And so it is a smaller property, but they're going to say, hey, let's just go for it. And one of the things is Neil Gaiman, the creator, is thrilled by this. He thinks that this is great. and he's like, I want, it to be able to, this story to have diversity and to be fitting for, the era that we're in and all of that. And he's like talking it in terms of adaptation and adaptation theory, which I thought was really interesting because adaptations are going to represent or speak to what was current or big issues at the time of it being a thing. Thus,
right.
If that person thinks that they're being so sneaky, they like leaped away from the other people, and I was just like right there. Oh, they're gonna hunker down. Oh, hey, thanks, Jill. Oh, that's a rocket. Oh, more rockets.
Is it coming from them?
Yeah. Oh, they're gone.
Oh, got it.
I got him. Woo. Anyways, I don't know. I think it's interesting with the whole gender bending dynamic for noteworthy characters, because like really it doesn't matter. Hey Clarissa, thank you so much. But it also like really like does, but it doesn't. It's an interesting spot because these are fictional characters, and also an adaptation is going to explore ideas or concepts that are relevant to what's going on in a society at the time, right? So
sure,
there being in the like scope of adaptation, is it relevant or meaningful to have more females represented and thus bend characters that previously existed in a different era as only being male? And like, yeah, that actually is pretty relevant.
Knocked down.
Okay, I knocked you down, sorry.
Gotcha.
I should have finished you off and the other guy. And then we would have gotten more than fourth place.
Hey, you know what? It's cool.
No. I blew you up, I'm sorry. That's what you do to friends. You blow them up. I'm so sad. Wow, these guys are people with some modding skills on their buildings. I don't build windows. I don't build that kind of stuff. It's honestly, like, you got some really fast button control. Even if you are playing with a keyboard and mouse, which makes that a lot easier.
It takes a lot of practice, even then. So, respect, totally.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright. So, yeah, I could totally see a female 007. I think that's totally cool. Mm-hmm. As long as they don't try and play too much with the, like, it's Julie Bond or something.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Just make it
that doesn't resonate
the next
with you
007.
I think also, like, this is a big thing, because, like, for the contrast of, like, John Constantine versus, like, James Bond here, there is Hellblazer. The name Hellblazer is kind of his superhero name, for lack of a better term, for that. And could we have a female Hellblazer? Yeah, totally. And would that not have like the same like gender bend type of like weight? I think so. But also like Hellblazer is smaller of a name than John Constantine is, and that's kind of where a lot of that weight is held for that brand. And that's a smaller level inside of the DC brand. For James Bond, the brand is 007.
Well,
I would say
the brand is James Bond.
Well,
it really is.
I would say that though the 007 does have a lot of weight to it, and by
True,
that,
and that's that's why I.
Yeah,
sorry.
go ahead.
That's why I said I can totally get behind a female 007,
Mm-hmm.
because then they're just kind of playing with that story
Mm.
They're not trying to just say, "Oh, here we made James Bond a girl. Okay, there you go. Feminists, get off our back." Right?
Okay.
When there's um, forced inclusion, I think that's less appealing and less helpful than saying, "All right, now we want to explore this idea. Let's make a secret agent a female who is a 007."
Uh-huh.
And as long as they don't try and force it by saying, "Look, it's Julie Bond" or something,
Okay.
then I'm totally cool with that.
Okay.
Kind of like the idea of Batgirl. They didn't just try to make a female Bruce Wayne story. They gave her her own identity, her own story, and that style of inclusion I'm totally better with. It kind of goes back to like the 60s and 70s, where you'd have, as the saying would go, the token black guy.
Yeah, which was highly problematic.
Right? That's way less inclusive than saying, we want some inclusion. We want to show that we're including and representing groups of people, not just this one thing. To then say, all right, well, we need a character who is black, and give them a character, give them a full story, make them their own thing, instead of, oh yeah, and then we threw this black guy in the background just to show that we're inclusive. Yay!
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's kind of where I think on a lot of those things.
Okay.
So if we're going to do a twist and a change, we want to take a character and make a him or her, or her or him or something. Great, let's do it. But let's make it their own thing. Don't be half-hearted about it, I guess is where I'm going.
Okay. I don't know. For me, it's like, it's not very cut and dry for me. I see a lot of different directions on how it could be, and I think it's going to be right on a different franchise in a different way at a different time, because the stories are going to be calling for different things. And
I can see that, yeah.
And it's also like these are characters, and the characters are here to represent us as a people, as a society, and those their needs are going to shift and change a little bit as well. And right now we are seeing a big need for inclusion of female characters, and so I think really like if we accomplish that, most generally speaking, like I think that's probably going to be a good thing, despite how they really go about it. But as you kind of said, there's maybe a way to do it a little bit more full or complete. And with the thought that Daniel Craig had is he wanted this female character to be able to stand on its own,
right,
and to be fully fleshed out. And I think that that's an interesting and meaningful idea, because a 007 can carry the 007 brand. It doesn't have the James Bond brand with it necessarily, but it does have the 007, which is a powerful brand identity.
Yes.
And
yes, gotcha.
That accomplishes the need of having a franchise strength into it, as well as being able to have it so this character can have a background that's their own and an identity that's their own, and being able to possess that exterior of what came out beforehand. Because I think also, though, there is a level of problematicness in, saying, oh, we've got a really cool male character like a Batman, let's go and give them a female version, which is like the Batwoman, right? Because they kind of do stand on the shoulders of the male thing that was created first. And this version of, you know, 007, you know, being able to just swap out, like, that also has some of that problematic nature of standing on a franchise that was a male-focused franchise beforehand as well. And I don't know, like, I don't think there's a lot of ways to get away from that when you have an established franchise. You want to be able to sit on that shoulder of a franchise that existed. It just happens to be a one that was male-fed before. You either used to say, okay, cool, we're going to go and utilize that franchise, or we're going to do and make something completely separate and have it be able to stand on its own. And I don't know, I think both approaches are fair, and there's some upsides and downsides to that when building story. I think a fantastic super spy story that stands all on its own, for example, is Salt. Salt is awesome. And it didn't get a lot of buzz, I think, even with the main character being performed by Angelina Jolie, because it doesn't have the big franchise to ride on. And oh, we've got two of them, one up high.
Owie.
Oh shoot. I lost him. Where did this person go? I grabbed somebody. Oh, hi. I found them. I found them both. And they resurrected the person that I killed because I... oh, they're gonna kill me. Oh, we're gone. Oh, shoot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm gonna note, though, everything that we've talked about, like a lot of this deals with how women want to be represented in story, and I'm not a woman. I'm not an authority. I'm a dude who has a lot of the stories represented by me, for me, you know, and I don't have to be like, oh, you know, I wish that I had more male representation in my stories, right?
Right.
I don't have that. I have a lot of that male representation. And so ultimately, I'm going to default this to say that if you know, the women as a community say, you know what, we want to have a female James Bond. We want it to be James Bond. And we want it to have the same type of, like, quirks. I mean, where he, or now at this point, would she be having, you know, that kind of rascal, pick up people kind of element, have, you know, the same, you know, specialty drink type quirk, like all of those types of things. We want that, except for it being female, because that's what we want. I'm okay with that, ultimately, because I'm already fulfilled. I've got 25 movies and a bunch of books with James being male, and those don't get deleted. Those don't go away if there is a female James Bond. They're still there. I still have them.
Yep.
You know, so I think that we can definitely debate, like, what we think is best, what we think is ideal, but also to know in this debate we're kind of the outsiders in that point. Because our needs are already fulfilled. All
right, so where are we going?
Shoot, we're going to Dirty Docks.
Dirty Docks. Now you choose Dirty Docks.
Yeah. I know. I was thinking. I think there were good things to say though. That was just worthwhile.
They were very valid. I totally 100% agree.
Yeah.
So, but let's shift gears a little bit.
Yes.
And say, what is the absolute worst James Bond movie? I have a very strong opinion on this one.
I don't know if I have a really strong opinion on this one, so you go and let me think about this for a second.
Then you haven't seen it.
Okay.
Moonraker. Moonraker is so bad.
What is this called?
Moonraker.
Moonraker.
Yes. It's one of them that was also a book.
Was this like in the late 90s, early 2000s?
No. Moonraker is late 70s.
Okay, no, I don't think I've seen this one.
Okay. It's Roger Moore one. But evil villain wanting to dominate the world from space. So he gets a whole gaggle of beautiful women and trains them to be violent astronauts, and James has to save the day. It is horrid.
This sounds awesome. I need to watch this movie.
Oh, hang on a second. Someone came in.
Yep. Right. Collect some bugs. That's interesting. Oh man. Well, I don't know. I think we kind of dove pretty deep into there on that whole representation side. Hopefully it wasn't too crazy or wild for you guys, and I don't know. I definitely want to acknowledge the idea that I am not like, I don't have all the answers. I don't have it all figured out. I think I want to re-emphasize that concept because that's just the truth.
Alright, I'm back.
Alright, welcome back. So, Moonraker, this sounds like a wild story. I got 3 different
really
shotguns.
is.
Do you want a shotgun?
I would probably have a shotgun, sure.
Cool. I'll give you this one.
Thanks. Yeah. That era of super unbelievable storytelling was just super unbelievable. Not like
Like this is
today where we can say James Bond is battling somebody who stole a monster virus and has to stop them from killing half of the world.
yeah.
We know viruses and stuff like that can be a thing.
Yeah.
So that's far more believable.
Yeah.
So anyway, just different. Any James Bond discussion with me is going to include Moonraker is so bad.
That's so funny.
But anyway.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I have one that I'm like, oh, this is the worst. I think, I don't know, there are definitely some things that I like and don't like about, actually probably most of them. Like, I find that Casino Royale chilling in the hotel for a lot of the time, a lot of that intrigue, it gets a little slow for me. My favorite part about that movie is actually the beginning, where he is the rough, less skilled fighter and is chasing somebody who's got major parkour skills.
Massive parkour, yeah.
Like, that's to me the best part of that whole movie. That's that first 10 minutes.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Without a question.
With that, I think we have other ones, Quantum of Solace, the fire digital effects are pretty bad.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to have that much fire.
Yeah.
And actually have actors in it. So
Yeah. But
you have to do it.
but the story is okay, you know. So I don't know. I find that that's how I have with a lot of the opinions of them. I think that out of the newer James Bonds, the third iteration in that was really, really, really good. That was probably my favorite. Oh, come on. Okay. We chase them? We should have chased them if we were going to chase them. Are they going into the storm? They're trying to get away from us. And they're like, shoot, we'll let them drive into the
I'd rather
storm.
face the storm than them.
That makes sense. We're scary. We're intense.
Right.
Raptors.
Oops.
Oh, this is how you flip over a car! Ah, that's awesome, but it's also blowing me away. Oh my goodness. The name is slipping me. It's the name of his house as well.
Oh.
What's that movie called? The one I'm saying is my favorite.
It's your favorite and you don't know what it is.
That's right.
Yep. I know what you mean.
I'm hearing the song, but I'm not filling in the blank with the
Skyfall.
Skyfall. Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm just like da 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 da, and I'm like, but what's the word? Skyfall. That's what it is.
It's really well done story-wise.
Yes, I think that's the strongest story, and I think a big part of that is because it builds off of the existence of the other stories, but they also make it so you don't have to have just watch them or remember everything about them. They give you every piece of information that you need in order to follow the story.
Yeah.
Self-contained inside of the story, but they also are very happy with the idea of it being something that is stands on its own, but it also says there's history here, and that just makes the whole thing seem bigger. And I think that's one of the things that sometimes stories struggle with, is being grand or big, particularly with a super spy who's supposed to have gone on like countless adventures. And sometimes it just feels like, oh, this is his one big adventure. And that's not what James Bond as a character is. He's this guy who's done everything, you know. He's the superhero of the spy world. And so many times I feel like they go with that type of a character and they make him feel like this is the only thing that he's done. They're totally building out their alien artifact box. Oh, I'm going down. Oh, I got one.
I'm coming.
Oh, yeah, they opened up their cosmic chest. I was hoping for that.
They're gonna be really weak. Go get them.
Yes!
Nice.
Oh, I just saw them just hacking at the air, and I'm like, oh my goodness, with them hacking at the air like that.
They had already got the chest. Yeah.
Yeah, they. That was wonderful. Use 2 of those.
Thank you, thank you.
And I'm going to. No, not that, not that, not that. Yeah, okay. Like that. There's a pretty nice submachine gun if you want one.
I have one of them.
That's purple?
Mm-hmm.
What?
That's how I took out that jumpy dude, like, almost.
Okay. Okay, I need to craft this. Oh, I've got more crafting to do. I'm gonna go craft this. And I should have completed. Oh, what? I've got more crafting. I'm gonna craft this.
Oops.
Are we in...
I didn't reload.
Okay, I was just like, oh shoot, we're under attack and I'm here crafting things. Being all crafty. Upgrade a weapon at a weapons bench. There are no more weapon benches. Oh man, I made my AR a suppressed AR. I don't like suppressed. I was so focused on crafting, I didn't realize what I was crafting it into.
Well, I do really enjoy for the reboot style of the Devil Craig movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's just been fun because unless you really want to go through many hours of really old movies, it's hard to get that full experience
Mm-hmm.
of the massive conglomeration of villains that we get in.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't think of the other. The other movie name.
You like the older, the older ones in the franchise?
Nope, it's a newer one.
But not James Bond.
No, James Bond, but one of the more recent movie names. Spectre.
Spectre. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. The Spectre, is also part of the kind of the reboot nature. But instead of having to watch 5 movies to get that whole story, it's like 7 or 8 in the previous. So
yeah.
But it's well worth the story.
Yeah.
Just the idea that everything James has been fighting for so long isn't just one different well, I can't think. Oops. One massive evildoer after another, that there's actually some method to it, someone behind it all.
Yeah.
That
we got people awesome. Up above.
There they are.
There's one above, yeah, one as well. Up high, up high.
Yep, I see him.
Oh.
I took a shield all the way down.
That's good.
Oh well.
You know.
But yeah, I love that idea of the Spectre story. And you know me, anything with a longer, deeper, well thought out story is
Yeah.
candy to me. I love
Yeah.
that stuff. So, um, uh, but that's jumping clear back again to the Sean Connery days.
Uh-huh.
So it's
They
it's
wrap
well
that
worth the
all up
watch.
together really nicely to make it
Yes.
so you can get the richness of that, and you didn't have to go
Mhm.
through 20 movies before the recent
Yeah.
ones, which is cool.
Yep.
Um,
So
yeah, that's a good thought. Ooh, I got this Street Fighter back bling. I love it. It's my favorite. It actually will like cheer me on, I think, if I have that certain audio enabled when I do kills. I don't know if it will let me, if it'll do it right now, because I've got anything that would be licensed sounds turned off.
Yep.
Because, you know, streaming and stuff.
Yep. All right. I need a banana. Like, I've been looking for a banana all day.
Okay.
Where can I find a banana?
Let's go get a banana. Go right here, grab some
Back
guns, do some upgrades, and then the island just south of our position that we're going to be landing to, we should find bananas.
Cool.
Also, bananas are usually easily found in the fruit boxes.
I've looked through so many fruit boxes today. No bananas.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You need to eat an apple and a banana at the same game?
It's not the same game, because it's been every match today still. But still, no, I can't find bananas.
I got you a gun. Might as well start one of those. Ooh, level 61. Whoa! Wow, that teleported me really far away.
Oh,
I jumped into an outhouse.
there.
And it
Wow,
teleported
you
me.
are really far away. What?
I can
where's-
see
oh,
you
there it
now.
is.
I see you right here. Don't worry.
Here we
I'm
go.
coming back. Yes, you're coming. Oh, you're right
Ah.
here.
Hello.
This is like the ideal place to be, really.
And also, last game for me.
Yeah.
Lunch break is almost over.
Good.
But
Yeah, I was wondering at the end of last round if that was going to be it or not. For ya. So, what aspect of the franchise is your favorite? We've got.
oh, that's
with
an easy
this-
one.
Okay, go.
It's Q.
Yeah,
Q is the best part.
he's
I-
really cool. So yeah,
It's especially with the older stories. You know, a lot of the way cool, tricky communication, super spy stuff. Today, it's like, yeah, we could do that with like Bluetooth,
yeah,
right? So, yay, banana.
nice.
Um,
All right, now you need to eat the banana, and you still need to eat an apple.
nope, I got the apple.
Cool.
But Yeah, but so the more recent ones where he's more just issuing him weapons or um, the cars still have the cool tech.
Yeah.
You know, that's just a tradition that should never go away.
Yeah, it's kind of one of the things that it makes it so you like some of the stuff is now like beyond the scope of believability. Some of the gear item whatevers,
Yeah,
but other
but
things.
little tweaks to the weapons and stuff
Yeah,
that Q still does, that stuff is cool.
yeah. Come to my location. I love how my boats turn all flame-like.
You're clear down there now? Oh.
Yeah.
Coming,
In the
coming.
boat that's gonna get us out of here.
Go.
Boat that gets us out of here.
But yeah, it's always fun to put yourself in the older time period and look at all the gadgets that Q makes
Yeah.
and just think, yeah, man, that's awesome.
Also, I'm going to hazard a guess. Something that I don't 100% know for sure, but I'm feeling we're pretty confident about is that there are technologies that were invented because of Q's character. Whoa!
Oh, definitely.
And how cool Q is, because there's got to have been things where they're like, yeah, that's possible. We could make that happen. And then they made it because they saw it on a James Bond film and they were like, that's cool.
Oh, definitely. We know for a fact there are technological advances that were made because of, the spy era.
Yeah.
Especially like radio advancements and such. So,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Let's see. Where do we need to go? What do we need to do?
I need a fire or someone to shoot me just a little bit so I can eat my banana.
Oh, well, we need to go back to go over here. Take that. I love boating on land. So how you play this game? Actually, I bet I could. Alright, let's get out of here. This is ridiculous.
Ridiculously awesome.
That's right. Also, I picked up a bunch of bananas, so if we need to, like you die or whatever, I'll eat a banana. I've got your back on
Okay.
this.
Cool. So what's over here? Ah, giant gun.
There's bad guys who want to fight us. Clearly. And this is where the storm's going to connect. And you can just take a step into the storm and then step out of the storm. And then eat a banana. I could have also rocket launched you. Thought about it. With the consume an apple and a banana. 1 out of 2 for me. Because I wasn't around when you ate an apple. So if you ever see an apple, let me know. Because I need to do the apple part.
Okie dokie.
What? Someone blew up this gas station. Corn. Who needs that? Some of the, I think the Spy Master stuff, like, is there a bigger story franchise for spy movies than
Oh, I
James
doubt
Bond?
it. I highly doubt it.
I mean, Mission Impossible is a kind of a cool franchise. It's less spy-y now than it used to be.
Yeah.
But it same roots. Still, I
Yes.
don't think it's quite as big.
No, nope. Definitely not as big. More modern, I might say.
Yeah.
Um,
There.
but
I mean, there were the really really old TV show for it. But still, yeah, it's generally perceived as being a newer thing. Yeah, I'm just like, what other things? I mean, you got stuff that's like likes to play with the spy franchise. Obviously, I mean, it's a whole genre. But I'm like,
Jason Bourne,
okay, yeah,
it would be kind of in there.
I'm like Spy Kids.
No. But it follows a lot of the same kind of roots. Even the Spy Kids does, sort of the quirky gadgets and such.
Yeah.
So. But yeah,
I mean, this James Bond 007 is the spy franchise.
oh yeah, it is. It's the one that you have to base everything else off of.
Yeah.
Um,
It's pretty much made the rules for the genre.
Yep.
If you are going to do something that's got a cool gadget, you know, like James Bond, who gets that stuff from Q, and so forth. Like, it is going to be also measured up against the 007 franchise.
Sure. Yep.
It's the rule maker and it is the measuring stick.
For sure. No apples, but I found a fish.
That's good. I put out a bounty on somebody. Either we'll win or they'll win, and
cool.
If we win, I'll get another bounty done. And I guess you need to complete 10 bounties as an objective this season.
Alright.
So, that's one of the things I've been kind of working on a little bit. It's interesting that some of those are to make it so you can open up more variations for your little fish dude. Found some guys. Oh, and one's venomized. Guy right next to me. Oh, he's down.
I'm down. He venomized me and then I got shot. I have a legendary sniper rifle. Come and save me.
Oh, this is going down. I've got not a lot of seconds.
Go in, go in!
Oh, I've got one hit left.
Hit him then.
Oh! They have 19 hits left of health. Craziness. Hey,
So close.
that was fun. Let's
That was
return
fun
and
stuff.
get our spoils. Well, I don't know. I think we had some good discussions here. Things I still need to like learn about, figure out about with the franchise. Is kind of like things moving forward. Love the franchise. 007 super cool. Gotta love spy movies. I don't know. Any thoughts for you before we wrap up on that?
They're fun to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Especially looking back over the whole history of not just the movies but also the books.
Yeah.
That's kind of been a genre for really a long time, and especially to look back and see how from the Cold War to post Cold War the stories have changed.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting.
That is really true. This is a genre heavily influenced by situations like that. Have occurred.
Oh
so
yeah, definitely.
That's really good.
Cool stuff. All right, man.
Hey, thank you so much.
Talk to you later.
Well, yeah, I'll talk to you later.
All right,
bye. And thank you everyone who joined in, hung out for the stream, and hopefully you guys had a good experience with that as well. And we will talk to you